So Dana, I noticed that some of that ice that had been coating the sidewalks of Portland had finally melted away today.
Just a little bit. It was a touch warmer today. We are still in this trend of below average temperatures. And I think what you might have noticed as well is it wasn't as windy today. And it makes a huge difference with those temperatures. So today across the state, here's a look at some of those high temperatures. And we did get above freezing in some spots. And the sun angle is not very strong this time of year, so it can help a little bit with the melting of ice, but when you hit 33 degrees, you might melt a little bit, but not a lot. Areas of northern Maine got into the upper 20s, some lower 20s out there too, a high of 21 today in Greenville, a high of 23 in Rangeley. It was also mostly cloudy across the state today thanks to an approaching warm front. We saw a couple of flurries, but not a lot of precipitation. Late in the day, areas of northern Maine were able to see some clearing, but it's still mostly cloudy across the state. Which means overnight tonight, our overnight low temperatures won't be as cold. We'll only be dropping down into the upper teens to lower 20s. And then we have a much stronger system that's going to pass to our south during the day on Sunday. So tomorrow is going to end up being another mostly cloudy day, but this time we do have a chance for some more light snow showers, especially along areas of southern Maine and the immediate coastline. We're not expecting a lot of precipitation, maybe a coating to about an inch, because the strength of this storm is going to pass to our south. It'll become pretty strong over Nova Scotia and the Canadian Maritimes. Late in the day tomorrow, areas of northern Maine and the mountains may be able to see a little bit of sunshine, but it'll be mostly cloudy for a lot of us. And then on Monday, it's going to have a very similar feel to yesterday. We're going to have a lot of sunshine, but it'll be bitterly cold and very windy. Our high temperatures will only get into the 20s, and those wind chills are going to be very bitter on Monday, a mixture of sun and clouds throughout the afternoon. Mostly cloudy overnight, and then starting out Tuesday with some sunshine. So here's a look at the amount of snow we may see from that system that passes to our south tomorrow. Again, not expecting a lot of precip here, maybe a coating up to an inch of snow in some spots along the immediate coastline. But I teased a warm up in the 7-day forecast, and that still rings true. As we get into the beginning of next week, though, again, temperatures are going to crash behind that front, but then they start to gradually increase. And by the time we get to the second half of the week, temperatures will even be returning to above average, something we have not seen the entire month. Temps will be returning to the 40s. It does come with some precipitation, though. Right now, we're watching this system that will come in Thursday night into Friday, and there's a little bit of a question here of what precipitation type we would see, whether we would see more rain or some more snow. For example, the European model here has a later start. It comes in very, very early on Friday morning, but it's a warmer system pulling in a lot of air from the south, and it's almost all rain. However, the GFS does not agree. It comes in a little earlier, late Thursday night, and it's colder, which means we would have to deal with a rain-snow line and a couple of precipitation types and some snow in the mountains. So we're hoping to nail this down as we get into the rest of the weekend and the beginning of next week. So stick with us. We'll have some more information about that system there. But keep in mind right now, as it gets warmer, we will have precip to contend with. Marine forecast sees 2 to 5 feet, small craft advisory. Look at the 7-day forecast here. A couple of snow showers, especially along the coastline during the day tomorrow. Sunny, cold, and windy on Monday, and then temperatures gradually moderate throughout the rest of the week. And Christian will keep an eye on that system, bringing us some rain and possibly some mountain snow as we get into the second half of the week. We'll start to nail that down as we get into the beginning of next week.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dana.